Welcome back to The Last Boot, the channel where football is more than a game. It is emotion. It is history. It is the human story behind every goal and every heartbreak. I am so glad you are here today. If you are new here, please subscribe and join the Last Boot family. We are growing every single day and I do not want you to miss a single story. Today we are talking about a player unlike any other. A player who did not just believe in himself, he made the entire world believe in him too. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Let us find out. There has never been anyone in football quite like Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Not just because of the goals. Not just because of the trophies. But because of the sheer, magnificent, almost comic force of his own self-belief. In a sport where humility is celebrated and ego is carefully managed, Zlatan arrived like a thunderstorm. Loud. Undeniable. Impossible to ignore. And somewhere beneath all the bravado, genuinely, extraordinarily brilliant. Zlatan Ibrahimovic was born on 3 October 1981 in Malmö, Sweden. His father Šefik had emigrated from Bosnia. His mother Đurka from Croatia. They separated when Zlatan was young and he spent his childhood moving between two households in Rosengård, one of the most deprived areas of Malmö. An area known not for producing footballers but for poverty, crime, and very few ways out. Zlatan found his way out with his feet. And with something else. A belief in himself so absolute, so unshakable, that it bordered on the supernatural. He joined Malmö FF as a teenager and immediately stood out. Not just for his skill but for his presence. For the way he carried himself. For the way he played as if defeat was simply not something that applied to him. Ajax signed him. Then Juventus. Then Inter Milan. Then Barcelona, where a famous falling out with Pep Guardiola produced the quote that became perhaps the most Zlatan thing ever said. He reportedly told Guardiola, "You bought a Ferrari but you are driving it like a Fiat." He left after one season. Then came AC Milan. Paris Saint-Germain. Manchester United. LA Galaxy. And finally, in what seemed like the perfect final chapter, back to AC Milan, where he helped them win their first Serie A title in 11 years. At the age of 40 years old. Serie A champion. Only Zlatan. The goals he scored across his career were not just goals. They were statements. A bicycle kick from 30 yards for Sweden against England, still talked about as one of the greatest goals ever scored by any player in any match. An overhead kick in the MLS that made even the most jaded football fans stop and rewatch it 10 times. But more than any individual goal, what Zlatan gave football was something rarer. Permission. Permission to believe in yourself without apology. To back yourself when nobody else does. To walk into any room, any club, any country, and say, "I am Zlatan." And mean it. He played international football for Sweden for 17 years. He retired from the national team after Euro 2016. And then at 39 he came back. Because of course he did. Zlatan Ibrahimovic retired from professional football in 2023 at the age of 41. With over 500 career goals. With league titles in 6 different countries. With a CV that reads like something a child might write when asked to imagine the perfect footballer. He was not the most technically gifted of his generation. He would be the first to disagree with that assessment. but he was without question the most compelling, the most entertaining, the most uniquely, magnificently, irreplaceably himself. There is only one Zlatan. He told us that himself. And for once he was absolutely right. That is it for today's story on The Last Boot. Hit subscribe and join the Last Boot family. See you in the next video. Until then, keep the passion alive. You are a true fan.